James Doyle here. I'd like to invite you to follow me on my journey to learn from race car drivers, builders, and CEOs of today's automotive industry on what tomorrow's technology will bring. Cars are awesome!
So it's a question for James. So, can you explain why this is like such a family event and why families should all be coming down?
It's a great question. Thanks for asking it. I guess I could say that I'm living proof of that because I first came to this race when I was a year and a half old, and I've come every single year of my life since then. And I've never been bored here at the Honda Indy Toronto. There's a lot of stuff going on away from just the cars on the racetrack, whether you want to go ride a Honda dirt bike or you want to tour around all the different vendors, a lot of food stuff that's going on. There's a lot of different activities for people of all ages, really. So for me, this weekend was Christmas in July. I loved coming here as a kid. I loved coming here as a teen. I loved coming here in my 20s. So far, my 30s have been okay. Looking forward to my 40s. There really is something for everybody. So on Friday, tomorrow, it's free with the donation to Make-A-Wish, compliments of Honda Canada. So come check it out for yourself, and I think you'll have a good time.
Questions for James?
So, you started in 9th, but then you got up to 4th, which personally, I think if I ever did that, that'd be amazing. And don't you think that that's great because what was it that you did that was different to make that accomplishment and get a lot better?
Well, I mean, one of the big things we did different from other guys was not hit the wall too hard. Obviously, some guys had some problems, but no, you're right. Coming up from 9th to 4th is a great result, and I think any frustration we feel just is from knowing that had we not damaged the car on that restart, we might have been able to fight a little bit further up and get even further up the grid. So it's still a result we can be proud of, and certainly on a day when a lot of other guys had a bad day, we managed to salvage pretty good results, and that's important in the long run.
Yes, Norris in the front.
Dixon called this a physical race. I don't know, you mentioned the little contact with Takuma that created a problem for you. Watching it, it was really a rough race. Is IndyCar are IndyCar drivers racing harder than maybe in your experience, or was this just one of those things in this race?
I think this track's kind of lends itself to that sort of behavior anyway. But at the same time, the series is getting more and more competitive every year. Teams are closing gaps on other teams. The quality of driver across the field is going up. And so to make a move, sometimes you have to be a little bit more aggressive than you did in years past. So I think it's a combination of both. I think the level of aggression in the series is going up as the level of competition goes up. But certainly, this track is no stranger to contact and rubbing sideways, front to back, whatever it is. So I think it's a little bit of a combination of everything.
Any final questions for James? Yes.
James, do you know how much you're loved?
By whom?
Everybody.
Oh.
Everywhere we walk, throughout the entire field, everywhere, everyone admires you so much.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I'm very, very fortunate, to be in the position that I'm in, getting to race Indy cars for a living and getting to travel around the world doing this and meeting great people and great fans. And I'm one of the guys that tries to not take that for granted and really appreciate the position that I'm in and enjoy every minute of it. And I try to share that with the fans as best I can. Before I was a driver, I was the kid with a hero card and a Sharpie, chasing Greg and Mario and Michael and Jimmy and Alex and all those guys around the paddock. And so for me to be on the other side of it now is a huge privilege, and giving back as best I can and trying to share the experience with as many people as I can is what I love doing, and it's what I'm going to continue to do. So I'm glad people are enjoying it.
James, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
We'll welcome in our second place finisher in today's Honda Indy Toronto, Simon Pagenaud, driving the number 22 DXC Technology Team Penske Chevrolet for Team Penske. Started third in today's race, also gathered his second podium finish of the season. Simon, on a big day for your country, a big day, the World Cup win. How excited are you to end up on the podium here at the Honda Indy Toronto?
Well, first of all, I think it was quite incredible to see the crowd today, and that every grandstand were packed. I think the sport, like I said earlier, this weekend is definitely on the rise, and you can see the excitement from the fans. And I want to thank Toronto for such great support of the Verizon IndyCar Series. It's for us coming here and racing at cities and events like this is very special. So thanks to all the fans and you guys from Toronto for the support. Personally, it's a great day. I just wish I went one spot higher, just to make it a very, very special day for France, but very proud.
We'll go ahead and welcome in our third place finisher, Robert Wickens, driving the number 6 Lucas Oil SPM Honda for Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports. Started 10th today and gained his 3rd podium finish of the season. Robert, I can imagine a pretty big weekend for you and probably a pretty big day. How happy are you to end up on podium in your first Honda Indy Toronto in a Verizon IndyCar Series car?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, honestly, 365 days ago, I was rushing to the podium to watch Hinch. So it's crazy that full circle I'm here now. So honestly, it was a great day. We made our lives difficult qualifying 10th. We thought we had an okay car, but we didn't really piece it together in qualifying. We found something in warm up, but we weren't fast. So it was like one of those things. It was like, well, what do we do into the race? And we kind of just committed to it. And we were pretty fortunate there on that restart that basically got me up in the second. Just right place at the right time, and probably more luck than talent. But we ended up in P2 after that restart. That honestly was the turning point of our race. We were able to get track position, and our pace was good enough to stay there. And when Simon and I got into it a little bit, I was expecting him to actually overcut me because I made a mistake on my out lap, and I was kind of cursing myself the whole lap, thinking like, oh God, this should be interesting. And then saw Simon come out of the pits.
I made one on my in lap.
And the whole time I was thinking like, I just need a little bit more. And then I tried going into one. He defended it, and we had a little contact there, and then it was kind of a dogfight straight up to turn 3, and I broke as late as I could, probably the latest I did the entire race. And give credit when it's due, Simon was able to match it on cold tires, so hats off to him. But then it was just good hard racing. I mean, I was ultimately maybe hoping for a little bit more space there on the exit, but when the guy's on cold tires, you can only expect so much because he's trying to get as much grip as he can. So all in all, I thought it was a great day, and I still a little bit lost for words to be on the podium here. It's just so cool.
Yes, in the front.
So, a lot of racers and drivers all have coaches. Is there any, and this is for both of you, is there any coaches that you guys had that you'd like to give a shout out to that helped you get to the position that you are today?
Oh man, testing me. I mean, honestly, I've had a lot of help along the way. I'm definitely not a one-man band doing it on my own. So the biggest I guess epiphany I had in my career was actually three years ago. I took on a mental coach, and that was a huge help for me. I was at a pretty low point of my DTM career, and figured, why not? And it's weird in motorsports growing up. It was always like if you had a mental coach, it was because you weren't strong enough. And then it's just insane because if you look at all the other sports in the world, in my opinion, tennis are the best tennis players. I think are the best athletes in the world, and the team that they have built around them is insane. And I don't understand why in motorsport, if you have a driver coach or a mental coach or anything, you're seen as possibly weaker. But that was a big thing for me. I still work with him today, but to be honest, in the Verizon IndyCar Series, our driver coach at Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports, Bob Perron, has been doing a great job. He's been carrying me a lot on ovals, and he just has such a good eye on tracks.
I brought it there, actually. You know that?
Did you? Yeah. Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day.
But no, I mean, there's been so many people that have helped me to get to where I am today.
Yeah, personally, it's a great question. It's my favorite journalist here. I'm sorry, guys, but Gilles de Ferran for me has been a tremendous mentor, and it was a very interesting part of my career because we were actually teammates on his team in a sports car. So it's the first time that I could feel what he thought was the great car. you know, and I could actually feel it, and that's very unusual to have that chance. We're sharing the same ride. He was setting up the race car and telling me how it should feel. I would try it, and then we would talk about it overnight. Then, you know, he had the things that he liked, I had the thing that I liked, but I learned he was like an open book to me, and he still is, and to me it's been life-changing to get to work with him. And then obviously there were a lot of people along the way. Sebastian Bourdais helped me to come to the US. Derek Walker was a great manager at the time, and now I've got Rick Gorn. You know, I think we all get so much help along the way, but it's about meeting the key people and getting those opportunities and maximizing it. It's all about meeting the right people.
And we'll take our last question from Bruce.
We're heading into a point of the year, go into a track where Scott Dixon's very good at. Obviously nobody's giving up yet. You're going to fight for the title.
Is there a track he's not good at?
Yeah. How tough is it going to be to keep him from winning the championship?
Yeah, which one is next?
Mid-Ohio.
Oh, yeah. How many times has he won there? Too many, yeah. Well, we have to flip that around, I guess. Yeah, he's good there, but you know, sometimes he's won it on luck too. We all did. It's just part of it, part of life. Yeah, we have to work and find a way to beat him.
I'm testing there on Tuesday, so work starts.
Guys, congratulations. Thank you very much for your time. We will be joined soon.
Thank you very much. My son's a big fan.
Good job. That was
you
awesome.
know, and we hope to try and get some time with you next year, maybe.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
It's great to see
All
you.
the best.
Nice meeting you. Good job.
All right.
I did make that bet on Saturday.
The RRA's IndyCar Series post-race press conference, joined now by the winner of the Honda Indy Toronto, Scott Dixon, driving the number 9 PNC Bank Honda, started second in today's race. Moves him to 3 wins here on the streets of Toronto and also 3 wins in 2018, his 44th career win. Scott, congratulations. First of all, take us through what was going through your mind when you're going through the restart and you see Joseph, the race leader, hit the wall and you're able to squeeze past.
Yeah, it's quickly thinking, I can't believe this is happening, to you get to 1 and 3 and I'm like, I don't want to do the same thing. So it's very nerve-wracking, you know, and sort of backing up into that restart. You know, we'd been under caution for maybe 3, 4, 5 laps. I don't know exactly what it was, but you know, it didn't seem like Joseph was in any hurry to warm up his tyres, which I thought was kind of bold. You know, I don't know what their strategy was, whether they were really trying to, you know, save fuel and open up their pit window, but you know, we spent a lot of time under that caution just trying to make sure that the tyres had heat. You know, when the tyres are hot, as you're cooling down, they can pick up so many things. You know, all the dirt out of the grooves to, you know, rubber to, you know, it seems like there's a lot of seams around the circuit, especially on the back straight, and it picks up, you know, a lot of that stuff. And I think he just had a ton of pickup, you know, and when I saw it, you know, basically the seas were parting and you know, away we went. You know, which for us, especially for the championship, you know, he's you know, our closest competitor. You know, right now that you know, I didn't expect it for one, but you know, it was good for us for our day. You know, I think the PNC Bank car was definitely fast. We seemed to be a lot faster than them on the first, you know, sort of 10 to 15 laps of the stint, and then you know, definitely on the red tire run. I think because we just sat so close to him, it started to burn our tyres off a little bit quicker. But yeah, all in all, that was kind of where, you know, our race was won today, was you know, through you know, the bad luck or bad situation that Joseph had. But had we found clear air, I think in any part of the race, we would have been able to check out.
Question right here in the front.
So do you feel any pressure because you're leading up to AJ Foyt's championship record? So do you feel any pressure from that?
I think AJ's pretty safe. He's a long ways ahead. You know, I think for us, we take it race by race. You know, we you know, we're in the business of winning races. So you know, if we're not doing that, you know, I won't have a job for too long. So that's the focus for right now. You know, going into next 2 weeks, you know, is the focus is to try and win Mid-Ohio. But yeah, right now with 44 wins, you know, next on the list is Mario. I think at 52 or something. So we'll have to see how it goes. But right now it's just trying to get the job done for the team and focusing on a championship.
How you doing?
Hey, my name's Lisa.
Good to see you.
I'm on the youngster list here. And,
Cool.
I'm just going around interviewing lots of people, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Honda Indy for 2018, Scott Dixon.
Thanks, thank you so much.
Let's get a shot.
Sure. Sorry, we don't win.
It's fine.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.